Hello, my beautiful friends. Sorry again for the weird intro. Today, first things first, RIP Mike McCallum, the Bodysnatcher. Uh, Passed away this year. Second of all, I'm going to be studying one of my favorite fight of his versus Michael Watson. Now, this fight, for me, it actually taught me a lot about pacing yourself in a fight, how the champions do it, and I've studied this fight before many times. Maybe I've watched it 2 or 3 times. But to be honest, I only remember a few things about it. That's Eddie Fudge right there in Mike McCallum's corner. Now, like I said, this fight has taught me a lot about boxing. So it's not only what Mike McCallum, how he landed punches in this fight or whatever. It's how he paced himself in this fight. It reminds me a lot about him and Alexis Arguello. They're very similar in the way they pace themselves in fights. Now, I can't remember. This might be a 15-rounder. I doubt it. I think 12 rounds. But if it is a 15-rounder, it might be. Okay? So here we go. We're going to take it as we see it. The Bodysnatcher is going to do his thing in this fight. Michael Watson from the UK, but a very good boxer. Knew how to move, knew how to box. He wasn't just a brawler. And we'll see how the Bodysnatcher snatches Michael Watson. So first things we see with any great fighter, any good fighter, is that jab to the body. Okay, that's in the first round, like I've said 100 million times. Touch them to the body. It's the easiest punch to land. It's the safest punch to land, and get that jab to work. There we see a quick feint from Mike McCallum. And he's just testing the waters right now. I don't think he's trying to win the round right away. He's just testing the waters, seeing what's happening. Here he goes with a jab to the body. Michael Watson kind of takes care of that, but Mike McCallum goes to the lower than the body. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but he did land a lot of low blows, especially even against Julian Jackson, I believe. I don't know, maybe because he just threw a lot of body shots, but that's one thing they did get in there. Now we just see him working his jab, feinting, moving around, just the basics of the first round, trying to get a feel for the opponent. Nice right hand right there. Nice counter right by Michael Watson. Nice jab. You can see he threw over 5 jabs to the body so far. Nice jab up there. And like I said, Michael Watson wasn't just a brawler. He knew how to box. He knew how to jab, keep his hands up. His fight versus Nigel Benn was also one of my favorite fights of his. Here we see Michael Watson go with the hook, and uppercut combination. Now in the first round, like I've always said, this is the best type of combination to throw, better than a right hand. If the right hand's there, then throw it. But if not, the left hook, uppercut, jab combination is one of the best openers in a fight. Okay, they're safe. You're still on balance. You're not throwing yourself off balance. You could land from different angles, and it really tells you a lot about your opponent. Basically, based on how they try to block those punches or defend those punches or counter those punches. Okay, so that combination is one of the best combinations to use. Now, I've said in one of my lessons you could throw 100 different combinations with those punches: the jab, uppercut, and hook. And here we see the first signs of the body snatching. Right there. Might have landed, I think it landed pretty good. Maybe landed on the tricep of Michael Watson a little bit. Here we see a classic jab. Just baiting with the jab. But you already see him slipping. Right hand. Now, if you are Michael Watson, when someone jabs at you, I mean, this is happening in fast speed or normal speed. When someone throws a jab and you see them go off the center line like this, you do not want to throw a straight right hand, because that's just a setup for the left hook to the head, the left uppercut, the left hook to the body. So as soon as I'm sparring someone or fighting someone, they throw a jab at me, okay? And right after they jab, they just move their head to the outside like this. I'm trying to step away or step around to the left and not stay there, and especially not throw a right hand counter like this. Boom, to the body. Nice jab again. Look at that jab. A very complete fighter, Mike McCallum. He could punch, box, and there it is. Another body shot. So he's setting up a lot of things with the jab. Bang. Okay. Now what's Michael Watson doing here wrong so far? Or not wrong, maybe I just don't like, is he's countering with the right hand too quickly in the opening round. I said this about, what's his name? I can't believe I forgot his name. But Juan Laporte versus Salvador Sanchez. Now Salvador Sanchez would throw the jab in the first round, and Laporte would try to come over with the big right hand in the first round, like I said. Big mistake, especially when you're fighting someone that thinks and plans ahead. You do not want to throw that right hand to counter the jab, because they're going to use that against you. So we see Mike McCallum here. He throws just a jab right there, gets away from the counter jab, tosses out another jab, and you could see Michael Watson here. He's loading up for that right hand. And what does he do? He gets under that right hand and comes up with the uppercut. Bang, to the body, and then rolls back. Now that's a Roberto Duran staple punch, the rolling under with the uppercut, but it's also a Mike McCallum punch. A great punch to throw, but it takes a lot of timing and experience to be able to land that punch, because one mistake and you could be actually rolling into an uppercut or rolling into a right hand. So you got to be careful. Catching the jab there, parrying it. Now, it's easy to see who's the one putting pressure. It's not Mike McCallum. It's Michael Watson. Sorry, they have the same name, so there's another body shot. I'm gonna be having trouble saying their last names. There we see another body shot. That was actually a nice short right hand by Michael Watson right there. I'm not sure if it landed clean. It looks like it did, or maybe slipped off, but that was a nice short right hand. That's the type of right hand you want to throw when you're moving your head off the center line. Now another fighter that threw a right hand like this, which I made a video about maybe a couple weeks ago, is Riddick Bowe. Even though he was a heavyweight, he threw the same type of short right hand, moved his head off the center line, and threw it in this same way. And Mike McCallum went to the body as Michael Watson threw that. Let's see what happens. Nice uppercut again, working the body, working that left hand, and boom, there's another body shot. Damn, he started early. I forgot how early he started with the body shots. So he's getting there early. He's taking gas out of the tank. They're not knockout punches, but he's just kind of pecking away at Michael Watson's body, pecking away at his gas tank, and just getting him ready for the later rounds. So if you always hear commentators or coaches say invest in the body, they mean it, because you're not, well, a lot of knockouts do happen from body shots, but you're investing early of landing body shots, because they're going to tire out your opponent later on. So if the fight does go the distance, or if you do want to tire out your opponent, you want to invest early on in the body shots. And the reason you want to invest early on is because later on, if the body shots might not have the same effect on the opponent. So see how he's breathing here. You want to get them thinking about the body shots. You want to land those hard body shots early on. So by round 7, 8, 9, 10, they're really starting to feel those body shots. If you wait till the 5th round, well, you're going to be tired too maybe, and they're going to still be fresh. It's going to be a lot harder to slow them down. So you want to invest early on into the body shots. Even though you might not see the return on your investment right away, trust me, it will pay off in the later rounds. And Mike McCallum seems to be doing that so far in this fight. He's investing in that body. And damn, look at that. Slip that jab. Bang, bang, hook, body shot. Missed with that right hand. And if you could tell, this is a high tempo for a fight. They're not fighting slow. They're throwing a lot of punches, a lot of hard punches from the first round. So it's not an easy fight. They're not both taking it slow. There's that counter right hand. I'm guessing Michael Watson's corner told him to take it to him because maybe he was older. I forgot his age in this fight. But he's 25, so maybe they wanted to get rid of him early or press him early to tire him out. But not the best strategy, I guess. Because what we're going to learn later on the fight is Mike McCallum knew how to kind of control his gas and knew how to take rounds off and come back at the end of the fight. Now here we see Michael Watson leaning in with the jab. Bang. He kind of sees that right hand coming, but not really. He gets hit clean with it, touches his nose. If you ever see a fighter get hit in the head and you see them kind of touch their nose like this, you know that shot affected them in some way, especially when it's a jab on the nose. But that's a nice tell sign that you got them with a good punch is if they touch their nose. And you could see the left hand work right here. Now, Alexis Arguello, like a lot of other great fighters, worked with Eddie Fudge. And I think one of Eddie Fudge's best things as a trainer is he forced them to use the left hand. I'm not sure if these fighters used the left hand before they got with Eddie, but a lot of his fighters, they all were very versatile with the left hand. You see a jab there. I think he's going to throw a jab to the body. He threw a hook a couple seconds ago. And they're just really well schooled with the left hand. They threw great right hands, but they also had that left hand that made a lot of openings for them. There's another counter right there. And now the thing Michael Watson isn't really doing too good is he's fighting someone that has good eyes that could see all the little things. He's not feinting too much. He's not doing anything to set up his punches. He's just he moves his head a little bit here. But very telegraphed jab. You could see his elbow. Bang. He's not hiding the jab. Nice straight left after the right hand. He's not really setting up his punches. He's just throwing them. Mike McCallum is doing a lot of more feinting than Michael Watson, so that might be a reason why he's landing so many punches. Look at those body shots. Nice uppercut. Get out of there. Nice defense against the jab to the body. And like I said, he's investing in that body, working there. So right hooks to the body, right uppercuts to the body, left uppercuts to the body, left hooks to the body. There you go again. And he's just putting that work in. See that again? Now this is another thing. When you're in close, work. Okay, don't stay there, push them off of you. Use your elbow, use your shoulder, get them off of you. And then you could punch right away. Nice body shot again. Nice body shot again. Think about how many body shots he's thrown and how many Michael Watson's thrown. Now, I think one of the reasons that Mike McCallum had such good body shots is because he had, I think, long arms. Like, when you see his arms, they look pretty long. I think that helped him a lot because in the first rounds, it's really hard to land body shots. Like right hooks, left uppercuts to the body, left hooks to the body. It makes it easier when your opponent is coming towards you to land those punches, but even still, they're pretty hard to land in the first couple rounds. So I'm guessing Mike McCallum had some long arms to be able to get within range to throw those punches. Nice jab. There you go. See the body again, followed up by a left uppercut, right uppercut, left to the body, left to the head. He's just working him. Now you see how hard he's going right here. He's the one throwing the combinations. Michael Watson is throwing one punch at a time. Look at those combinations. And the reason I said I really like this fight is because Mike McCallum is working really hard right now. But then we're going to see him later on take a little break, take a breather, let Michael Watson work, and then he's going to take over the fight. And that's what champions do. That's what Alexis Arguello did. I think Alexis Arguello had something like 6 knockouts after the 13th round, which tells you that he's a thinker. And the same idea with Mike McCallum. He works you, he earns your respect, he catches you with punches, he studies you. Then towards the 5th and 6th maybe rounds or 7, he lets you work a little bit more. He rests, but he lets you get out all your anger, still making you miss and still boxing, but not dominating. Oh, he's 33 here, yeah. And then later in the, I think, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th round, they just take over, and there's not much that you could do. They've already tenderized you in the beginning rounds. They already studied you. They already found their punches are going to work in the later rounds. They let you throw all your heat, so you're a little bit more exhausted. And now in the later rounds, they can take over the fight, and that's what we're going to see in this fight here. And that's why I love this fight so much. I love the atmosphere in British boxing. The red gloves, the blue canvas. No sponsors on the canvas. Very amateur-like ring, kinda. But I really like it because it's just about the boxing, not too much other stuff going on. At least the old school British boxing. You saw him throw like a short left hook right here. I don't know if you caught that. The ref was in the way a little bit. There's that body. There's that body again. There's that body again. Watch him work that body. This is the 3rd round. Look how many body shots he's thrown. I think over 50 body shots he's landed so far. Maybe. I tend to over-exaggerate numbers sometimes when I see something happening a lot. Boom. Boom. But he's really investing in that body. Michael Watson hasn't thrown as nearly as much body shots, if at all, as Mike McCallum. There's that body. Now, this is one of a reason that this is one of my favorite fights also. It's how many right uppercuts McCallum lands on the body of Watson. Here, we'll see it again. Boom. And that takes a lot of energy from you, okay? Now, people say the liver shot with the left hand takes a lot of energy out, but the liver shot is more of like a knockout punch kind of, the liver shot. If you land it really good, it paralyzes your opponent, like Hopkins versus De La Hoya. But the right uppercut to the solar plexus, the right uppercut to the body, to the middle of the stomach, it really takes your air away. It might not knock you out right away, but it'll take a lot out of you. A good place shot will knock you out, but usually they take a lot of air out of the opponent. You're going to see him throw a lot of uppercuts to the body, Mike McCallum. See how he gets his punches off and then he pushes Michael Watson. Now, if you watched my study of De La Hoya versus Gotti last week, I said how De La Hoya had some trouble pushing off on Gotti because he wasn't used to the shoulder roll style. Mike McCallum is doing a lot better job of hiding when he bumps with his shoulder because, like I said in last week's video, it works better when your opponent is being aggressive and coming forward to hide the pushes, like there. See? And a good fighter knows how to step back safe. So watch right here. Mike McCallum doesn't just step out and let Michael Watson catch him with something. He puts his hand on his shoulder, neck area, pushes off as he steps back so he can't get caught with a punch, and then he's safe. Again, rest in peace to the great body snatcher, Mike McCallum. Nice right hook to the head. Now, just watching these rounds, even if he's older, you just see Mike McCallum, he's the one that's thrown more jabs, he's landed more body shots, he's thrown more in combination, and it just tells you that he has a big chance of winning this fight, even if you didn't know who both they are. Michael Watson is throwing one at a time and really struggling at times to land that one punch. There's a nice step back by Mike McCallum. Get him with that jab. He's going to land that. Okay. Michael Watson threw that right hand. Let's see if it landed. Maybe not, and he's just staying there way too long. Okay. Roll under, step out, do something, but don't stay in front of your opponent, especially if they're a counter puncher, because this will happen. And then Mike McCallum steps out, gets him back with the hook. Just beautiful work. Work him and then push him off. Use your jab. When he gets too close, work him again, push him off, use your jab. Just doing the same thing over and over, a little bit differently each time, but it's the same kind of game plan. He's not attacking too much, Mike McCallum. He's more on the back foot, but he's still landing the cleaner punches, the more meaningful punches. But I'm guessing Michael Watson's corner was telling him to go after Mike McCallum because Mike McCallum was 33 and Watson was 25. So, but that was the wrong idea because Mike McCallum is a wonderful counter puncher. There's a nice little sleeky palm to the face. Nice right hand by Michael Watson. This was a nice little part from Michael Watson. Nice jab by Michael Watson again. Oh, those combinations. Step around. Body shot again with that right hand. That right hand is deadly. Look at that hair on this guy. Round 4. I'm not sure. I think this is where Mike McCallum takes a little break. Let's see if he keeps working or takes a little break here. I think there's rounds 4, 5, 6 maybe. He kind of just uses his jab and moves more. Lets Michael Watson get his punches off, but maybe it's the round 5 that where he takes time off. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang, right hand. Bang, body shot, misses or slips off. So he knows all the punches that are going to land against Michael Watson. That right to the body. The right hook is landing pretty good to the head, the short one. The left to the body's landing. His jab's landing. There you see him again, slip and bang. Now I said this move right here, watch Mike McCallum's right hand, how he pushes it. I've said this in the Duran fight study versus Iran Barkley, Julio Cesar Chavez. When you really want to slip quick to one side, the hand that you're slipping away from, you kind of push it or extend it the other way that you're going. And it's kind of like you're pushing on a wall that's right here. And it gives you like extra speed to kind of slip to the left when you push your right hand the other way. When you keep your right hand with you and you slip on the inside, the body moves a little bit slower. But if you watch here how he moves that hand away from him, it's like he's pushing a wall and he's going the other way to kind of get more force into that slip and more speed goes to the body. Missing some hooks, Mike McCallum, but he's doing the right things. So those hooks will start landing later on when he gets his timing a little bit better and Michael Watson slows down a little bit more. And you see him taking small steps and circling, and letting Michael Watson come forward. See him working. Nice jab by Michael Watson. Nice uppercut, nice body. Push him off again. Yeah, there's the ref telling him to keep it up. So he did land a couple low blows throughout his career, Mike McCallum. I don't know if they were very intentional, but they did land. Nice right hand by Michael Watson right there, and nice left right by Mike McCallum, jabbing the head, jabbing the body. Nice double jab by Michael Watson. Boom, slip that right hand. I think a guy like Mike McCallum, you don't want to be too aggressive with him in the start, and you don't want to be too passive with him. Just want to do enough where you land punches at him, but not give him too much things to study. Nice jab by both fighters. Both landed a good jab. Now we see who's working more. It looks like Michael Watson is doing most of the work this round. Even though Mike McCallum had a busy first maybe 20, 30 seconds, now he's just sticking to his jab, stepping back slowly. Oh, that was beautiful. Ripping the body. but he's thrown a lot less combinations than the first 3 rounds. And this is what I said about Michael Watson. He's not setting up his punches. He's just throwing them. And when you're fighting someone as good with his eyes that could see all of you, you don't want to just throw things. You want to set them up. You want to hide them. You could see his elbow come up first. Okay, here. Now, if he feinted with the right and came back with the left uppercut or a left hook, that would have been a good move. But he's just going in with the lead right hand, which is too easy to see from the Bodysnatcher. And bang to the hip, bang to the head. Touching the body again. Nice uppercut counter. Now remember, this guy's 33 fighting a 25-year-old, so stamina is on Michael Watson's side by experience, and brains is on Mike McCallum's side. Is it this round where he goes for a long combo? There's a part of this fight in one of these rounds where Mike McCallum goes for a long combo. Like lands a lot of punches in a row. Did he roll that one? Damn. He kind of maybe took something off of it by rolling his head, maybe. Just gotta adjust my seating position. So I think now we're gonna see Mike McCallum take a little bit of a rest. The 4th round, he kind of did enough maybe to win, but he wasn't as active as he was in the first 3 rounds. But he still landed the bigger shots. But I think Michael Watson was a little bit more active this round than the previous 3 rounds. Round number 5. And this is where I learned how to actually pace yourself in a fight from watching Mike McCallum. Nice double jab there. Nice jab. Nice left hook off the jab, uppercut. I'm telling you, those 3 punches, if you could get good at those, you'll land a lot of punches on your opponent. Nice jab back. Slip body. Beautiful work. He's just trying to shut the younger kid down. Like he's countering everything. He's countering every jab with a jab. Look at that slip and counter. Even though they might not land clean, trust me, it's scary when every time you jab or throw a right hand, your opponent's countering to the body. It does play a psychological role too, even though the punches might not always land. And Mike McCallum is just putting water on any fire that Michael Watson may have or may want to build. He's just putting water on it right away. Not even giving him the chance to gain any type of momentum, any type of anything where he thinks that he's doing good in the fight. He's just shutting down any attack from Michael Watson. Look at that, just with the jab. Nice body shot again. Body shot again. Just demoralizing him. Now Michael Watson looks a little bit tired. See, anytime Michael Watson stands still, Mike McCallum is coming in with something. Look at that. Now I gotta give it to Michael Watson. He doesn't look too discouraged, but he does know that something's going wrong. And there's that lead right hand. Too obvious. His elbow comes up. And he's reaching in with that right hand. Boom. Take that. I forget now, was it round 6, 7? He does take some time off in the fight, Mike McCallum, but I just forgot which round exactly. So you got to give him this round too. So far I've given him 4-1. Maybe the fourth round was Michael Watson, maybe, but you could still give that to Mike McCallum, and I think he's won this round too. He's landing the cleaner shots. Look at that right hand. Michael Watson looks a little bit outclassed here. He's getting beat to the punch. He's trying to land something, but Mike McCallum is either replying with something quick or he's just beating him to the punch and landing before he does. Number 6. There's the body shot again. Just gotta double check that I'm recording. Now, a good cornerman would pay attention to how you look before you get back in the ring. They would tuck that rope in, that drawstring. They would, Roberto Duran's coach, what was his name? The really famous guy, the old guy. Damn it, I forgot his name. But he would have a comb in the ring. He'd comb Duran's hair. He wanted Duran to look like he did in the first round, every single round, to kind of demoralize his opponent. And that's kind of what you want to do for your fighter. You want to make them look sharp, clean, as they did in the first round. Leaving that string right there kind of gives like an untidy look, even though it might have just happened when he got up. But those are little things in the ring that actually make a difference. And you start to look sloppy, bloody, and it starts not looking good. You want to stay fresh. You want to look clean. Even though you're in a fight, but you still want to be able to look clean so your opponent doesn't think that they did any damage to you. Nice right hand by Michael Watson. Push him off. Boom. That counter missed. And see how he just pushes him off, makes him reset. There's that right hand again. It's a beautiful shot. Bang. Block that hook. Roll the right. Bang to the body. That kind of landed on the chest. Roberto Duran threw the exact same punch a lot. You see how he's kind of bullying his way in right now, Mike McCallum. He's not just taking steps back. He's actually put a little bit of pressure on Michael Watson. Now he moves away, but if you just saw him a couple seconds ago, he put a little bit of pressure, pushed him back and attacked. See, he's moving now. He's on his feet more this round. See, he's using his defense. Even though he's landed some good punches, he's kind of breathing, taking a little break. But I think in the 7th round, he's going to take a more noticeable break. But here he's still working. But he did move a little bit more in this round than he has in the first 5 rounds. He went on his toes a little bit. There's that right uppercut counter again. He's just ruthless with it. Right hand to the head. Boom. You just see rolling, slipping, bobbing and weaving and landing his punches. Mike McCallum. Boom, boom. Getting his head under the chin of Michael Watson, pushing his head up, and then attacking again. Now you see the pressure from Mike McCallum. Round number 6 is done. Sorry. So I'd say first 5 rounds, Mike McCallum was more on the back foot, more jabbing, countering, still landing very aggressive punches, but countering Michael Watson as he moved in, put the beat on him a little bit, and now he went a little bit harder at him, put a little bit more pressure in the 6th round. Now in this round, he doesn't start with pressure. See, he just moves. But if you saw how he had him at the end of the last round, he was really putting some pressure on him, even though if it was for 2 seconds. But now he's kind of not continuing with the pressure because it's the 7th round still. You have a lot of fight to go on. But he knows that he could kind of bully Michael Watson. He knows that he could pressure him. He's countered him already. So he kind of knows already what to do. He just doesn't want to do it too soon. Now, I could be wrong. He might go after him again in this round. But if my memory serves me right, he moves a little bit more in the 7th round, uses his jab, gets on his toes a little bit, and just breathes. But he doesn't apply the same pressure he did at the end of round 6. He's going to save that for later in the fight. Nice counter. So he's still countering, but he's just not putting that pressure that he did at the end of the round. Feinting, jabbing, just moving. There you see him walking around. He's breathing right here. If you watched my breathing video last Sunday, you'll know what Mike McCallum is doing right here when he moves and doesn't punch. Breathing, breathing, breathing in. And he's not burning himself out. Little slip right there. They just keep going at it. See how he's moving now. He's letting Michael Watson come after him again, but he's still putting the jab in his face. But Michael Watson's getting pretty tired at this point. He's ate a lot of body shots. He's eaten a lot of jabs. He's been hit really clean, and he started off with a high work rate, so he's quite tired right now, I would say, at the 7th round. And it'll only get worse by the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13, 14, 15 if the fight goes that far. I forget if it does. Let me check real quick. No, I don't think it goes 15 rounds. I think 12. But you see how less aggressive Michael Watson is? Now, in the round previous, in the last round, he was putting the pressure on Michael Watson, right? Why not, from the beginning of this round, continue with that same pressure and go for a knockout, right? That's where the experience comes in. Michael Watson is pretty tough. Mike McCallum studied him. He's landed his punches. He's hurt him to the body. He knows that he could push him back and bully him. So, okay, take a round off in the 7th. Still do enough to maybe win the round, but move a little bit more, breathe. Let Mike Watson work. Let him get his anger out. And then when he's really tired, then really start putting that same pressure he did in round number 6. But you could see that Mike McCallum could be a lot more aggressive in this round, but he just chooses not to because it's too early in the fight to really go after anything, especially if you're 33 and your opponent's 25. You just want to know how to hit them, how to time them, and then let them get tired, let them punch themselves out a little bit, and then go after them later on. Nice counter lead right by Mike McCallum. Working that jab, moving, trying to walk the ring, but Michael Watson keeps coming forward. Big respect to Michael Watson for coming forward. See, he pushes him off, body shot. Did you guys catch that? Let's watch that again. Pushes him off. Now Michael Watson is so eager to come back in. He moves in right away without thinking, and then gets hit with a clean uppercut to the body. Nice jabs. And yeah, see, that round is almost over. Mike McCallum didn't do much. I think still enough to win the round. He's landed the bigger punches. Let's see if he steals the last 10 seconds or he just moves. Jab, jabbing, just moving. But he's not putting the same pressure he did in round number 6. And I think this fight was 12 rounds because it went like this. It might have ended in a knockout. I'm not completely sure. But this is where I wanted to stop today, halfway through the fight, and that's kind of the thing I wanted to show today is how Mike McCallum went about his fight. The first 3 rounds, he matched the aggressiveness of Michael Watson, even though he didn't move forward himself that much. Mike McCallum replied with body shots and combinations and dominated those rounds. In the first kind of 4 rounds, 5th round was a little bit more like that. 6th round, a little bit movement. At the end of the 6th round, he really put that pressure on Michael Watson, and he knows that he could put the pressure on him. 7th round, he's taking it off a little bit, letting Michael Watson work, still landing his punches, but you could see how he's pulling back from the gas a tiny bit, and he's just getting ready for the next stretch of the fight. And that's a mark of a great fighter, because a lot of fighters, what they do is they go from the opening bell and they sprint, trying to get to the last round, but then as they're sprinting they get caught or they get tired and they kind of really slow down. But when you do really good in the first quarter of the fight, you're allowed to take a round off to kind of breathe and get a second win, and then in those later rounds you're the one that's fresh and you're ready to attack. Okay guys, so I really want to make this video. I got this idea from a comment in one of my YouTube videos. Stay tuned for tomorrow, Sunday, or not tomorrow, on Wednesday I'll be dropping the video, but I'm filming it tomorrow. Like always guys, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it, and I shall see you guys next time. Have a great day, and bye.